What's up, guys? I'm gonna do a video on fear and on your focus and how whatever you choose to focus on, and again, we've been unconsciously programmed to focus on things since we were very young. And even though it's an unconscious, subconscious focus, you're still focused on it. Now, just being focused alone on something isn't necessarily harmful. The repetitive focus on it is what makes it manifest and do something into your life. And what keeps you coming back? It's the belief in that focus. It's the belief that that thing you're focusing on is true. If you don't believe something or it's not of much relevance to you, you're not going to focus on it. But see, this is something the news knows very well. And as human beings, we've been programmed to be focused and to believe and to buy into and to take the bait of fear. I mean, let's really have a moment right now, shall we? And it's funny that a lot of these news stations say, their name and then health section, when it's really not about health. It's about disease. It's about death tolls. It's about striking headlines, if you're still buying into it, that create fear and addiction to what they're selling you, an addiction to what the people that are funding them are selling you. But I digress on the news. When you're focused and believe the fear, it's like there's a cloud around you that showers you with thoughts, with perceptions, and with actions that you have to choose from, like a deck of cards. And again, right now, because humanity has been programmed so heavily, most people are operating under that cloud. But what most people don't know is that they have blinders on when that happens. They can't see the other options, the other decks of cards available to them, because they're operating at a very low spectrum on a frequency range, right? They can only hear the fear radio stations. When you're operating from a higher frequency, which is what we're doing as a human collective, we're raising our vibration, we're moving into higher states of consciousness, we're becoming more aware, whatever you want to call it, you start holding new focuses, because you no longer buy into and believe the limiting perceptions and stories that you've been sold to believe and to partake in and to energize and to believe. So when you start shifting your belief, you no longer have to do what you've always done. And again, if things work for you, if the medical system works for you, Carly, if the way you make money, the way you conduct your relationships, your career, if those things work for you, great. But I'm here, along with many other people are here to guide others towards different ways. Because the systems in place now are not meant to stay here for much longer. They're here to collapse. Because whether people have realized it or not, it's severely limited the human being's potential, quality of life, and just outlook on their beingness and why they're actually here on this earth. And a lot of times people that are so riddled in fear can't see what healthier people are doing, more vitality-ness in them people are doing, They're so focused on finding an answer to their problem in their fear cloud, the way they've always found an answer. When we get to ask ourselves, are the things that I've been told to always do, especially when it comes around disease and healthcare and all that stuff, am I actually getting healthier? Or am I actually getting sicker? When you're in a doctor's office, is the doctor actually as smart as I've been told? Or is he actually attuning or she attuning to me and my needs? Or have I taken on since birth that they'll always know more than me about my own body and what I'm going through? you start pulling the focus from the things that we've been told to focus on and believe, you start stepping into very new realities that are filled with much more health, peace, love, connection, abundance, and joy and fulfillment in my experience. So again, it's okay if you're playing in these old systems. It's okay if your focus is still on and your belief is still on what the news is telling you to believe. But just ask yourself, how is your quality of life with that? When you do what these news networks tell you to do to take care of your health, do you actually long-term feel like you're getting healthier? It's a very important question to ask yourself. Because human beings are meant to thrive. We're not meant to get older and sicker. It's a big paradigm we're stepping out of that a lot of people will have resistance to because they've been buying even that story that it's old age, my old aching bones. I mean, there's a gamut of expressions and phase and stories that validate the older you get, the sicker you'll become. It's just part of the human experience when we're stepping into something much different. And as you start to take on new focuses and new beliefs patterns and operate under new terrain, you're going to see how illusory even that story is. Humans are supposed to thrive. Our natural state is health. Our natural state is ease. Our natural state is choice. And from a very higher perspective, you choose when you exit this life. That's a lot of that's very hard for many people to hold, but if it resonates with you, then fuck yeah, it definitely resonates. And there's a knowingness that I hold. We're meant to thrive. We're meant to be and live in abundance. You know, we're not meant to struggle and strain ourselves for money. Again, that's something that many people are stepping out of as well. The amount of wealth on this planet would allow everyone to be a millionaire at least, and to have a fulfilling life based on their own gifts, everyone's inherent gifts that they hold coming into this earth. A lot of people focus on relationships and how they believe that it's meant to be about sacrificing, giving of yourself, and again, that pain and sacrificing your preferences is what makes healthy relationships, when a lot of people are stepping out of that. So just be aware, because I see this so much with people. They're so focused on finding an answer to their problems from the same modalities that they've always used, because it's provided perhaps temporary relief for them. But when you're so focused on the problem and you don't take a step back and realize that we live in this massive multi-frequency holding universe where there's a abundance of radio stations you can tune into. And if you find yourself getting sicker, you find yourself becoming less and less happy with your life. It's not about doing what you've always done. It's about changing your focus and then changing your belief onto something else on a different radio station that vibrates at a higher level, that gives you a whole new world of perceptions and of actions that you take that can be simple, that don't have to be out of hardship, that don't have to be out of pain. I'm not saying it's always comfortable. It's definitely not comfortable changing radio stations, but it's very true that the better it gets, the better it gets. The more that you ascend to higher levels of hearing, of radio stations, of frequencies, the more graceful your life will be, and the more that you'll be able to see how trapped other people are on some of the lowest radio stations available to beings. We're not meant to suffer. We've been playing that game. Humanity has been playing that game for many, many years. But our inherent state is not to suffer. It's not to be in disease. It's not to be in lack. It's not to be in self-sacrifice or isolation or loneliness. It's not to be in dissatisfaction with our lives. It's not. But because our focus has been so strong on those things, because the news and radio stations and the schooling systems and our good intentioned ancestors before us and parents and school teachers have pumped this same information and focuses that we need to focus on from this one limited radio station, we've all believed it and we've all clung on to it. And one of the most powerful things that you can do now for yourself is to start letting go of those focuses if they no longer resonate with you, if they no longer feel good. Because for a lot of people, the old systems, healthcare, financial, the way you've been making money, the way you've been doing anything in your life, they're going to get much more painful because the agenda that has always been is rising to the top, okay? The agenda that has always been, the illusion that has always been, that has been manipulating people to focus a certain way and to believe certain things, has reached a climactic point for us that wants our focus more than ever before and our belief in things than ever before. I mean, look at what Facebook, look at what Instagram is promoting. What is it? What is the desperate energy that those frequencies want you to believe? What do they want you to focus on? What do they want you to think is safe and effective? What carrots are they dangling in front of humanity? Right? Out of fear. What do the news stations want you to focus on? Why ask yourself, why do they want you to believe this so much? Why are they presenting this as the only point of view of this story? And through that awareness, you're going to start tuning into higher radio stations. And this can sound crazy if you're just starting or haven't really started consciously at your awakening, your ascension process. But I promise you, if you're watching this video, you're on the ascension process, whether consciously or not yet. But as scary as the focuses and the beliefs that they want us to hold in the external right now, I'm telling you, it's also a very exciting time. Because the focuses that they've had us hold for so long, for most of our lives, for many of us, have been quite boring and mundane. It creates lives that are kind of illusory safe and don't have much change in them, don't have much pizzazz, don't have much fun in them, to be honest. To a certain degree, yes, but I'm telling you, what we're stepping into is a whole new page of humanity. So be as aware as you can. Hold as much self-compassion for yourself as you can as you step into new thought patterns, as you step into new beliefs, as you step into new focuses. And don't be afraid to let what has always been safe to you go. Because I'm telling you now, it's already on its way out. And a lot of people who hold on to these systems that they know aren't good for them are eventually going to lead to more suffering and pain. So eventually people will wake up to the fact that there's a much easier way, much more aligned way to live on this earth. I hope this message helps and assists in some way. I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Donations are never expected, but appreciated. My PayPal and Patreon accounts linked in my bio or in the comments. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Monday. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.